very good afternoon to all of you. I am Akanksha Mongia, Assistant Professor at Law Department of Trinity Institute of Professional Studies. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all today to this session on career growth post-COVID-19. Be a front warrior in running the nation after BA course. This webinar is an initiative to help school students to make an informed choice regarding their career in the field of law. A lot of questions might be running through your mind regarding future choices after BA and we hope that today's webinar can provide a pathway to find some of the answers. Today, it is an honor to welcome our distinguished panel of speakers, all experts in their fields. I would like to welcome Mr. Raghav Sabharwal, Dr. R.K. Tandon, Dr. Barkha Behel, Dr. K.K. Geeta, Dr. Shashi Bala, and also all the participants. Thank you for joining us. Since virtual reality has become a norm today, let us take you through a quick virtual tour of Trinity. Get a glimpse now.
Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University is a state university established in the year 1998 by the government of Delhi, which is located in Dwarka, Delhi. University runs almost 50 courses and more than 120 colleges are affiliated to it, which runs according to the rules and regulations set by the university. Trinity Institute of Professional Studies was established in the year 2007 and holds 5th position in the university. Since then, it has been promoting quality education and fostering academic excellence. Courses offered at Trinity are BBA, BCA, BA JMC, BCom and BA LLB. The BJMC department has a well-equipped video studio and production control room with teleprompter, different types of lights, audio and video switcher, and HD still and video cameras. The institute also has a fully air-conditioned audio studio for audio recording and for radio journalism with talkback system, Yamaha speakers and Yamaha audio console and various recording equipments. In the post-production lab, budding editors can access Apple iMac machines with FCP and Adobe CC professional softwares. The library at TIPS is a comfortable getaway from the noise and hustle of the campus for students and faculty members alike. TIPS has 3 well-equipped computer labs with 175 computers with the latest and updated softwares like Adobe Family, InDesign in C++, Visual Studio, Java, Oracle, and Tally 9.0. The Department of Law is equipped with a moot court. It is used exclusively by law students for mooting practice and to conduct moot court skills development workshop. The institute organizes TIPS eminent lecture series with esteemed speakers like Mr. Vikramjit Banerjee, Senior Advocate and Additional Solicitor General, Supreme Court of India, Mr. Pradeep Bagchi, Senior Journalist, The Times of India, and Mr. K.J. Suresh, Senior Journalist. The institute has initiated Celebrity Talk series from last year for students to interact with experts in the field of filmmaking and media communication skills. Recently, Ms. Flora Seni and Ms. Leila Panda were in the campus. Various workshops, life skill sessions, counseling sessions, alumni interactions, eminent lecture series, value-added course, industry visits, seminars and conferences are being conducted on regular basis to provide practical exposure to students and to reduce the industry academia gap. The college organizes various sports events such as cricket matches at IIT, powerlifting competition and TIPS Krida. There is also a dedicated placement cell equipped with state-of-the-art infrastructure which conducts placement drives at regular intervals with reputed multinational companies. Moreover, events such as convocation, the degree distribution ceremony, national conference and Alveda farewell for seniors, transduction for the fresher students and Unmid, the college fest, are also held to promote a healthy and inclusive culture environment. Welcome to the world of excellence.
hope you all enjoyed that video. So we shall commence this webinar with the first address by respected Dr. R.K. Tandon, Chairman TIPS. I would like to invite Sir to kindly commence his address.
Thank you, Akansha. Good afternoon to all. I extend a very warm welcome to Mr. Raghav Sagarwal, Assistant Advocate General Haryana, Supreme Court of India. The core area of Mr. Sagarwal is dispute resolution. He has advised not only the domestic clients, but also international clients over civil and criminal disputes. The presence of Mr. Sabarwal shall make the students understand about the practical challenges at various levels. Dear students, law is a very different profession which requires ability to convince other end in your favor. For this, you need to have very important personality traits of being a good debater and a good orator. Ability of a good debater can be achieved through exposures. But for ability of a good orator, you need to have knowledge of the subjects and good communication skills. The integrated course of BA LLB has mix of subjects which makes you able to understand Indian society, its behavior and laws of Indian land. By doing integrated course, you will be saving one academic year. The duration of BA-LLB course is 5 years after 10+2. And after graduation, if you do LLB, it is of 3 years. After doing BA-LLB, you can practice law. You can join any corporate house as a part of their legal team, or you can become a judicial officer. Dear students, in TIPS Dwarka, BA LLB has started in 2018, but I am glad to inform you that within 2 years, we have produced 6 position holders in GGS IPU examination. The first year student, batch 2019-24, has got 6 position in GGS IPU. So, dear student, TIPS Dwarka has a potential to run law course very efficiently. With this, I conclude, and it is over to now Akansha, please.
Thank you, sir, for your words. Our next speaker is Dr. Barkha Beher, Director, TIPS. I would now like to invite you, ma'am, to kindly begin the address.
Thank you, Akansha. Good afternoon, one and all. What I wanted to emphasize today in this session, knowledge sharing session, is that it is very important for anybody to decide for an institute, that which college they should opt for, what the qualities they should look in for. So what I need to emphasize is that whenever a student is looking for some infrastructural features which should be there in the college, then he should also take into consideration the quality education being provided in the colleges, the professional excellence, and the comprehensive learning environment being provided in the institute to achieve both quality education and professional excellence. And we at Trinity Institute of Professional Studies provide all these things through our best practices. We believe in providing industry-specific training, professional exposure, various career opportunities, personal value addition for overall grooming. After 12th standard, students have to go in for doing their graduation. Either they can go in for degree courses or they can go in for diploma courses. For the same, for opting for both the courses, they have to appear for some competitive examinations, and at the same time these competitive examinations, what is the schedule, what is the timings, they need to uh, fill up the forms, and accordingly they have to fill up for CET examinations if in case they are going in for GGS IPU exams and they are interested to seek admission in GGS IPU. They are confused number of times to what course to opt. So what I would suggest to them is that they need to follow their passion and their interest whenever they have to opt for any of the course, whether it is a degree course, BCom, BBA, BCA, BSc, BTech, and there are so many options nowadays available that they are really confused. But what I wanted to suggest them is that they should follow their passion and interest and take a right decision that by opting a right college. At Trinity Institute of Professional Studies, we provide competitive learning environment through our state-of-the-art infrastructural facilities, qualified and experienced faculty members, and with the help of infrastructural facilities and quality and experienced faculty members, we have been able to provide 360-degree overall grooming to a student so that they can make themselves market ready. For that, how we differentiate us from others are through various initiatives which we have adopted at the institution for providing quality education, which is being evident in these slides, that we provide experienced and dedicated faculties. As a result, they go through various theoretical and practical exposures, and they result in excellent academic records. We do take care of their 360-degree holistic grooming through making them participate in various co-curricular and extracurricular activities, which we organize from time and again in an institution. We provide an open environment for the same. Overall personality grooming is being done through various personality development sessions, wherein we take care of the communication, presentation, and interview skills. As a result, the students are being placed at very high positions and they achieve what is there within them, and they can overcome their weaknesses with the result of these PDP sessions. They gain confidence. They get team building and event management skills also. Various guest lectures, alumni network, corporate mentorship, and English communication sessions are being organized time and again in the institution to make them professionally excellent. In addition, we do have drama, dance, theater, etc. societies wherein students can explore and work on their talents and can present themselves in a best possible manner. Clubs, in addition, we do have clubs and recreational activities wherein students have fun and frolic and they can enjoy their college life. Various mentoring and counseling sessions are also being provided to the students so that they can excel academically and professionally. We provide a personal touch wherein we find that it is required and the student is interested to go in for that. In addition, we do have industry tie-ups for providing industry exposure so that they can come to know that what exactly is going on in the industry and they can work accordingly on those skills. For the same, for making them industry ready, we do provide technology enabled and value added courses too. As a result, they get very good placements through various placement drives which are being organized for them. Those who are interested to go in for entrepreneurship, they are being provided that platform, vibrant environment, healthy environment, where they can get guidance and mentorship to become a successful entrepreneur. Various sports and excursion trips are also being organized annually and in every semester, so that students can enjoy their career life and they can think of their well-being also by participating in various sports activities. As a result, we make them globally acceptable. They can be placed nationally or internationally, or in case they want to go in for higher studies, they can go in for that also. As a result of the efforts which is being put in on the students, so that students can excel, we have an excellent academic performance. Our students have been placed in reputed companies and they have brought laurels to the institute by participating in various co-curricular and curricular activities. And in addition, we have been graded A+ by Joint Assessment Committee, and we have been rated high in academic audit, which is being conducted by Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. As a result, with the help of all these best practices, Trinity Institute of Professional Studies leads towards building a strong nation. Thank you. Whatever doubts you have, your doubts will be clarified in the further session. Thank you, Akansha, and I hand over to you again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your enlightening words. Now, our next speaker is our distinguished guest, Mr. Raghav Sabharwal. I would like to introduce him a little bit. Mr. Raghav Sabharwal is an independent counsel and currently holds an additional role as Assistant Advocate General, State of Haryana, in the Supreme Court of India. His core area of practice is dispute resolution. Mr. Sabharwal has represented various major corporates, government departments, and financial institutions. His role has been instrumental in drafting of pleadings, legal opinions, and appearances before various courts and tribunals. We are honored to have you amongst us today, sir. I would like to invite you to kindly commence the session.
Good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to have been invited for sharing my views in this webinar organized by TIPS, which is emerging as a leading destination for legal education in our country. And I sincerely thank Dr. K.K. Geeta for giving me this opportunity. Law as a career has always intrigued me since my school days. A BA LLB program offers a wide spectrum of choices to a law graduate, such as practicing as a lawyer and practicing the career of a litigating lawyer, that is litigation, judicial services, teaching, research, social advocacy, legal journalism, as well as transactional lawyering, etc. The list is actually endless. I understand that majority of the audience of this webinar are law students and students who wish to pursue law. So going down the memory lane, I'm reminded of how and why I chose law as a career. Though I had opted for science and economics as my subjects in higher secondary, I always had an inclination towards public speaking. At that time, I had two options in my mind: to either opt for engineering due to my science background, or to opt for law as a career. I cleared various engineering entering examinations as well. However, I believe my passion for law led me towards the path I'm walking today. To briefly introduce myself, I'll give you a snapshot of my journey. After graduating as a lawyer, I worked as a law researcher with Justice Hema Kohli of Delhi High Court. That was my stepping stone into the world of litigation, which I fondly refer to as my courtship with the courts. I spent a complete year learning the skills of lawyering by observing court proceedings and understanding the psyche of the bench. I took keen interest in learning the art of arguments and persistence displayed by various senior counsels. I would here like to share a small experience of mine. I can never forget my first court appearance. I was appearing on behalf of my senior in the chamber that I was working before a district court. And the matter was listed for arguments on an application, and I was well prepared with the matter. However, I did not have the formal authority to argue the matter. And the judge was strict. He, in fact, did not allow me to argue and instead imposed a cost. I was completely dejected. I realized that this profession is not going to be a cakewalk. Friends, there is no alternative to hard work and diligence. I continued practicing in the courts at Delhi for 2 years and then received an offer to be attached with the leading law firm of the country, J. Sagar Associates. Before I could realize, I was transformed into a true legal professional and never hesitated to burn the midnight oil. Subsequently, I set up my independent practice. Now I also represent the government of Haryana before the Supreme Court. I would also like to speak briefly on the transformation in the legal field and why this transformation is important in today's time. Legal education in India is continuing to evolve. Consequently, the legal profession today attracts the best and the brightest, like medicine and engineering did in the yesteryears. This is indeed a welcome transformation, as the importance of the legal profession in a democratic country like ours cannot be exaggerated. Talking about transformation, I would say that outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic is the catalyst which is pushing the complete legal industry towards the peak of transformation and digitization. The digital era in law industry has now arrived in India. And if you ask me honestly, I will not hesitate that the young workforce is definitely benefiting from this welcome transformation. Talking about the digital era, I would like to bring to your all notice that today courts are conducting the hearings in urgent matters through video conferencing. There is seamless court functioning, and even where parties are agreeable and they consent, both the parties, that they are ready to argue their matters, courts are leaving no stone unturned to accept their requests and hear the matters even during this time when the physical functioning of the courts is shut. Most of the courts in Delhi especially, and even in other states, have now allowed e-filing as well. So you can file your matters and pleadings in courts from the convenience of your home. Are going paperless. Slowly and gradually, we will see a transformation that all the courts would become e-courts even in normal functioning. And another pursuit that has given rise by this COVID is the online dispute resolution. Friends, it is a matter of common knowledge and that disputes are set to rise post this pandemic. Some of the common known disputes which are being faced due to pandemic even today are lease and rental disputes, employment disputes as various employees are being laid off. There are salary cuts happening on a large scale, and various clients are approaching as to how to lay off the employees at one end if the employer is concerned, and also with respect to employees as to how to save their jobs. There are also disputes with respect to payment defaults, recovery disputes, and disputes with respect to policies of imposing interest on loans by the banks. Indian judiciary and law ministry are leaving no stone unturned to tackle the explosion by hearing matters through video conferencing during this time. The pandemic does not stall their functioning. The current situation has also stimulated the alternate dispute resolution mechanism in India. Majority of litigants may prefer resolving their disputes and end their legal battles with the help of a mechanism what we call mediation. Most of the commercial disputes today have an arbitration clause, and the Supreme Court has repeatedly held that court intervention in arbitral awards should be minimal. The mantra of success is that one must look for positive in everything. I see the outbreak of COVID-19 as a boon to law. Law colleges must adapt to the digital era and conduct online moot court competitions and online assignment submissions to ensure that the students. Most of the commercial disputes today have an arbitration clause, And the Supreme Court has repeatedly held that court intervention in arbitral awards should be minimal. The mantra of success is that one must look for positive in everything. And I see this outbreak of COVID-19 as a boon to career in law. Law colleges must adapt to the digital era and conduct online moot court competitions and online assignment submissions to ensure that the students are ready to rule in this digital world. A lot of orthodox lawyers are facing difficulties in adapting to technology, which has become the new normal. I feel that the technological element of the legal field is the arena where students who are currently pursuing law lead. I'm sure TIPS is well equipped to adapt to this digital era and will ensure that its students are prepared for all eventualities. Last but not the least, I would say that while pursuing a career in law, you always remain a student, as there is so much to learn every day. One must continue learning throughout their life and accept new ideas. Justice Oliver Holmes had said, and I quote, "The best part of our knowledge is that which teaches us where knowledge leaves off and ignorance begins," unquote. Let's not be ignorant and assume that technology is only temporary in the legal field. I'm sure that technology is here to stay, and that is where today's students have an upper hand. I would like to conclude with the lines of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, as he said, "Dream big, because dreaming small is a crime in itself." And as lawyers or students wanting to pursue their career in legal field, you would not want to be convicted for this crime of dreaming small. Thank you. I would be open to any questions that may come my way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an enlightening session. And we'll have a Q&A round at the end of the session. We have an exciting quiz planned for all the participants with very exciting vouchers as gifts. So I would like to announce to kindly find the link in the chat to participate in it. Meanwhile, we continue with the webinar.
Thank you, Kansha ma'am.
Yes,
I have floated the link on the chat box, so I request all the participants to please fill in the quiz.
Yes,
Thank you,
please
ma'am.
fill in the quiz. You can find it easily in the chat box. Thank you. So I would like to now invite Dr. KK Geeta, Principal of Law Department, to kindly address the participants.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I thank Dr. R.K. Tandon, Chairman Sir, for allowing us to conduct this program. And this webinar is really a motivation for all the aspirants of law, what they will do after their +2. And Mr. Raghav Sabarmal has already told you about the opportunities in law. I would like to speak 2-3 things about the present situation, how law degree will help you to achieve the greatest in your life. So during the COVID-19 period, the virtual courts functioning, as Mr. Raghav said, the digitalization, it is going very well in India.
Madam, can I
within
interrupt
1
you
month
for a
of
while?
the declaration of lockdown, more than 50 cases has been decided by the Supreme Court, urgent cases through virtual courts, through the video conferencing. So we can see that in the syllabus itself, there is an interface between the law syllabus and the practice. Many of the technological subjects are there in the syllabus, and how these technological subjects are implemented by us, that is visible during this COVID period. So the virtual courts are functioning very well. And when we talk about the law school is concerned, our law school is concerned, even before the lockdown in India, we have started our online classes. And the online classes was really a success. And what I felt is it was more beneficial than even the physical classes. Okay, very good interaction, discussion by the students, enthusiastic discussion in the class, and well-qualified teachers have taken the role to give them the maximum during this pandemic situation. And one more thing I would like to add on regarding the professional skill development activities which we are organizing. So for connecting the students through to the practical aspects, we are conducting many of the activities. I'll just give an example of the mediation sessions which we used to conduct in the classes. The students used to go to the Dwaraka court. It is a walkable distance from our campus. They will see the actual mediation session which is conducted, they interacted with the in-charge judges. After understanding the practical aspects, they came back and they conducted the session. This is the way in which we are proving the students in our law school to know the practical aspect. So once they become a lawyer after 5 years, they don't face any problem in getting an excellent job in their as a future career opportunity. And we have a collaboration with the District Legal Service Authority. They are providing us a lot of opportunity to groom our students. And majorly, I would like to talk about the PLV training, paralegal volunteer training conducted by the Delhi State Legal Service Authority. More than 9 judges from Delhi courts, they have come to our institution and trained our students. And the importance is that 103 students of us, we have only 2 batches. They have been trained as PLV trainers and they have been given the card. Until they get enrolled, they will be doing exactly what the work of a lawyer is doing. So it is a motivation for our students, the way in which they are trained through the PLV training. So their interaction with the society, understanding the grassroots problems, we are providing all the opportunity to the students. And I would like to add one more thing regarding the eligibility criteria in IP University for law. There are 2 steps in admission in IP University. One is the online registration in IP and the other one is appearing for CLAT. And these 2 things are mandatory for the students, and the minimum required qualification, as you all know, that it is available in the website. So all of you need to register online and you have to go for the CLAT examination also. And appearing in CLAT is a mandatory requirement for getting admission in IP. That's a very important aspect which all law aspirants should remember at this juncture. And one more thing I would like to add on, that is the department is conducting. We have industry interaction, as sir has already told you about the excellence of the students of Trinity. Within 2 years, the first year student has got the position of 6th rank in IP in first semester itself. That shows how much effort we are putting for excellence in academics. And research also, we have a research committee. We are conducting sessions regularly, and this way we are motivating the students. And I hope that the students, those who listen this program, they will understand that it is only through the quality teachers and a good environment the students will be able to get a positive vibe, and they will not feel that it is a burden for them to study law. And instead of that, they will feel that this is the best choice of their career. And as Mr. Rahul said, now after MBBS, law is the much sought after course. And as a part of the career counseling, we will be conducting soon a how to crack CLAT session also, for once the CLAT announce the date for the examination, so that it will be easy for the students to understand the intricacies in appearing for CLAT examination. So thank you very much, all the aspirants. I wish all of you the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your words. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Shashi Bala, Associate Professor in Law Department, to commence her session.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm audible, Akansha. Thank you, Akansha. Okay, first I am just sharing the few things, and I will begin with that. Now it is visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As of now, every participant who is present here are able to understand that we are talking about the BA-LLB, that is the professional degree. What it means? It means that after completing the graduation, they are entitled to enroll as an advocate. Means they become a professional, and for the professional, certain skills are needed. And these skills are, you will see from the slide, that is a good communication skill, analytical research, public speaking, and logical ability. So when we are seeing the skills, that as we see the syllabus of a particular university, when we are admitting in a institute, then we can find out that the syllabus of the university of the GPSIP, then they have taken the very much care of every subject. That is, these skills can be achieved during their academic. That is the first, that is the social science subjects they have included. The question arises, why these social science subjects are included? That the reason is that only that they think that the development of the modern legal procedure and the law institution, how they are developed, that must be in the knowledge of the student. Second one is that the law subject, as to be a professional, they must aware about the laws. So that because it is a law degree, so every law, that is a constitutional, administrative, personal laws, property and substantive laws, and the procedural laws, they are very much included. Besides that, they are also taken care of the PSDA activities. And PSDA activities means that the professional skill development activities, that during the study or during the teaching of the subject, we have to take care of the activities which can develop their skills. Besides that, these professional development activities, they also include the ADR. ADR, which is the emerging preferred method for resolving the dispute outside the court. That is the reason they included the ADR. And it is not the only thing, they also include the negotiation and the mediation as well. The subjects of the practical aspects were also included in the syllabus, that is the drafting, pleading, convincing, professional ethics, and the court draft are there, that is the Supreme Court rules and the High Court rules are there. Besides that, the research skills are also taken care of by the IT University while drafting the syllabus. That is the reason they have included the one subject of the research. That is the legal method in the first semester. And later on, the seminar paper, 2 seminar papers are included from the 7th to the 10th. And in the 10th semester, the dissertation is included to develop the expertise in the area of their interest. Then besides that, they also taken care of the importance of the practical training in the life of an advocate. And that is the reason they may be compulsory that after every 2 years, that a summer internship is there and the whole 10th semester is deputed only to the same. It means when a person become a professional, then the dream of the profession is to achieve the success, fame, opportunity and money. And by doing this LLB, the person is ready to enter into the industry and he can achieve all these things. Now the question arises that because a career is started from the choosing a good school, good law school. So we are saying that we are from the Trinity and we are doing this, everything. It means that the why Trinity is to be chosen. The first thing is that when we are choosing the law school, there are certain parameters in everyone's mind. And that first one is that how the faculties. And as far as the tips is concerned, they have very much experienced faculties there. And that is the reason they, to achieve the ultimate goal of this particular course, they adopted the teaching pedagogy that includes the experiential learning, that is the moot court sessions, mock trials, quiz, GD, judgment analysis, seminar, workshop, lecture method, case law method, classroom presentations, and the field visit as well. So it means to develop these skills, we do every effort that the skills are developed in the students. And for this pedagogy, what is the next requirement is that the infrastructure should be available. Then only we are able to adopt this particular type of the pedagogy. And that is the tips management is very much available. Then trusted to this, and that is the first requirement is that the classroom is there. That the smart session classroom, AC classrooms are there with advanced technology, with advanced podiums, and the moot court hall where the mooting activity can be conducted. And mooting activity is what? That is the integration of the practical as well as the theory. Next is the library, because library is TIPS is having a very rich books as well. With that, the software, right, which is required for the e-learning. So as today's scenario is there, we are in the pandemic and we are at home, and the students are getting the Manupatra's ID, that they can log in and they can get whatever the required material is required. So they have the facility this. With this, the TIPS Legal Aid Clinic is there. That is also very much the basic requirement of the law school. And for this, to inculcate this habit, skills in the society, we have made the student society, that is a Trinity Legal Aid Society, Trinity Moot Court Society, and Trinity Debate Society. We are not saying this that we are doing this, but the evidence we can show that can be from the glimpse of this journey of the law department. Though we are in the childhood, but we have done certain things. You can see that we have started the eminent lecture series. So the first inaugural session was the Additional Solicitor General of India, that is Mr. Vikramjit Banerjee. Second session was the eminent professor, Mr. M.P. Singh, on the constitutional law. Then the workshop and the seminars are there. That is continuously organizing after a short break. Then the drafting sessions, which are very frequently organized in the internal department. Moot court sessions are organized for the students to get the training or to integrate the habit of the argumentative or the orator skill as well as the research skill as well. And the debate competitions are organized in the schools, because we are only having a 2 sessions, so normally we organize a debate between the two semesters. Workshop on the parliament is also there. Visits to the course, very frequently in every semester. Paralegal voluntary, as already discussed, I'm not going to discuss this one, by the DSLSA. Webinar. During the pandemic, besides organizing the online classes, we also organize the webinars on the current issues. Then, because we believe in the holistic development of the student, so we organize a psychometric test so that they can cope up with the change. That is in their life from the school to the college life, then the life skill session so that they better understanding a better cope up with the everyday scenario. Then ICT workshop is there. With this, the legal awareness campaign is also made by the Trinity Legal Aid Society as Trinity annual that is in progress, though it is postponed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And in these activities, we can see that now we have the certified, we have the 103 students and 100% are the certified paralegal volunteers, 100% participate. 100 students participate in the seminar, conference, and webinars. Also, 3 students make a research paper. 22 participate in the MBUN and 35 students participate in the training program on the art of the advocacy. These are the totals of the tips that we show our academic excellence. That the Soumya Mishra, who is the second year student, got the 81.5% and Kushotala, that is already discussed that she got 5th rank in the IT University. So these, if any queries there or anything is in your mind, you can ask our admission counselor, that is Mr. Abhishek Sharma. You can take the screenshot of this. So, thank you everyone. If any question is there, you can write in the chat and be satisfied by our speaker.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Hello.
For such an interesting presentation. Now, for the FAQ, I will hand it over to Richa ma'am. Richa ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Akansha ma'am. The contact details of our admission counselor will be also shared on the chat box. So now we shall start with the QA. I would request I would request Mr. Raghav Savrawal to please switch on. Sir, can you unmute yourself? So there are a lot of questions which have come in from our participants. So the first question is that what would be the opportunities for me to be in government employment after BALB? This is a question from our participant.
There are various opportunities as far as government jobs are concerned after BALB. There are legal cells and legal departments of various government organizations. For instance, there is MCD, NDMC, there is DVA. All these government authorities have a legal cell, they have a legal department. And so there are two options. One, you can be inside that legal department as an employee. And also, if you choose to be a litigator, you can be on a panel where you can represent these authorities before the court of law.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. I hope our participants have received the answer. So the next question is that what role does a law college plays in the enhancement of advocacy skills?
I think a law college plays a really important role for the reason that theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge there needs to be a synergy between both of these. And that is where the law college plays a role. If there is a law college that is not giving enough opportunities to the students as far as co-curricular activities are concerned, then I think the students will not be able to channelize the legal education learned through theory into the practical aspects which is required in a court of law. So by holding various moot court competitions, we also have mediation ADR competitions these days where there are client counseling sessions, how to deal with clients, how to facilitate a mediation. There are moot court competitions. So all these activities and co-curricular activities that a law college can only provide the opportunity to a student. So law college has a great role to play.
Okay, sir, there's a participant, Dipash Singh, who has asked that what corporate law is all about and what kind of work one has to do in this field.
So if you ask me about corporate law is more into transactional law. It would be your drafting of contracts. It would include transactions, making deals with respect to mergers and acquisitions are concerned, drafting of schemes of mergers, and also that is a role. The role of a corporate lawyer is mostly to ensure that the client's compliances are in place. So a lot of companies require corporate lawyers to ensure that their company is compliant with the company law procedures and rules.
Okay, sir.
That
Thank
is
you so much.
what a corporate lawyer does.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. The next question is from our participant, Garima Singh. She has asked a question that do BA LLB and LLB have same scope?
See, LLB course, so this is an integrated course. What BA LLB or BCom LLB, these are integrated courses of 5 years. And if you talk about then for example, the Delhi University offers LLB of 3 years, but that is post your graduation. So by doing a BA LLB or a BCom LLB, eventually you get a legal degree that is equivalent, but you spend 6 years if you do a LLB separately. So therefore it is, in my view, it is more advisable if you are focused in your 10+2 in your higher secondary, then it is obviously better to go for a BLLB, BBLLB or an integrated LLB course. That is
So the next question is from a participant is that what is the scope, my scope in MNC after doing BALB?
There are various scopes. So I'll give you a small example. MNCs, MNC is a multinational company. So all foreign companies, if they are either, so there are two options. Either you pursue your LLM also after BLLB, but even if you have not done your LLM, after your BLLB, you can become an in-house counsel or an in-house lawyer with any of the companies, including multinational companies. A lot of multinational companies have their Indian units and Indian subsidiaries where there are positions of general counsel and there are positions of in-house counsel in legal departments where you advise the company as to what is the best approach for the company and also coordinate with the lawyers and law firms to ensure that whatever litigation the company is having is being effectively looked into.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, the next question is that what is the role of the PhD activities which are inbuilt in the curriculum of the LLB, BA, LLB program, that is moot court, legal aid training and all those things. What is the role of these PhD activities in making a good lawyer?
It plays a very important role, and I must advise all the students to participate. A lot of time the college does provide for makes a base and facilitates these co-curricular activities like moot court competitions, legal aid counseling, client counseling. But a lot of students do not take the opportunity and do not pursue it in a serious manner. But I would say that those students who take it seriously definitely benefit from the same, because that helps you in confidence building. It helps you in public speaking, which are the basic traits of a lawyer. So tomorrow when you have to go in the real world and argue in courts of law, if you have been an avid mooter, this definitely helps. I would like to share one of my examples. It was my first matter which I argued for final arguments in P. Hazari. That was in fact the first year after I had graduated as a lawyer. And luckily I won that matter. And after the matter, the opposite side counsel who was...
all right. Meanwhile, sir, reconnect. Can I announce the prizes, the winners for the quiz competition? The first position goes to Karan Raghav. Can we have a round of applause for Karan Raghav, please? The runner-up is Gayatri. And the third, the consolation prize goes to Prateek Saraswat. Thank you everyone for participating in the quiz. I have just received a message from sir. Sir is trying to reconnect.
I'm sorry, there was some
He's trying to.
issues
Yes,
at the
sir.
network end.
Yes, sir. Please,
Yeah.
please carry on.
So, so as I was saying that the opposite side counsel could also make out that I was an avid mooter, and he asked me that, had you been mooting in your college? So I said, yeah, I was a mooter, and I had represented my college in various moot court competitions. So I'm sure that that definitely helps not just your personality, but also helps you in structuring your arguments in a court of law eventually.
Thank you so much, sir. Dr. K.K. Geeta, ma'am. Ma'am, please unmute yourself. Hello?
Yes, yes. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible. Yes, ma'am.
As a IP University graduate, what advice you can give to this law aspirant? He also graduated from IP University. So the professional skill development activity, as Richard said, how far it will help the students when they come to litigation in corporate field also, how far it will help? Can you just explain?
Sure, ma'am. In fact, I mean, it is a proud privilege for me to have been sitting here and sharing the dais as a panelist with my mentor, Dr. K.K. Geeta. I have also graduated from IP University, and I was, apart from being an avid mooter, I was also pretty active in the drama society, and I had done a lot of street plays during college time as well. All these activities help an individual, and especially a student, to develop his character and personality. More than that, when it comes to the actual field of law, if you ask me, when you are dealing with clients, so the first phase of a lawyer is, after obviously learning in a court of law, you also have to deal with clients. And I remember in college time, I had that when you participate, you learn how you are supposed to, how your composure is to be, how you are supposed to deal with a client, how you are supposed to deal with a mediator, how you're supposed to react when a client asks you certain difficult questions, or how to take care of the emotional aspect of a client's reaction. So all these things, especially apart from that, when it comes to mooting, when you're mooting, there is a panel of judges who ask you questions. And similar is in a court of law. You can be interjected any time by a court of law, and it is like in schools or colleges you have viva. In a court of law, the judge can ask you any question from your brief, and even beyond the scope of your brief. So it is very important that apart from the theoretical knowledge that you get in the books, the activities that a college arranges and makes sure that its students participates in, that plays a major role in the life of a professional lawyer after graduating from a law degree.
Well, so we have a lot of questions, but we are running short of time. So I would request all the participants, I have noted down your questions, and we will cater to your questions, definitely, from the experts and dignitary panel which we have. At last, I would like to conclude this program with a vote of thanks. Geeta ma'am, hello. Ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah.
Richard, if sir would want to ask any question, Chairman sir can ask any question to Raghav sir.
It is very nice to, meet virtually to Mr. Raghav, and I'm glad that you have mentioned Dr. Geeta as your mentor. And I think on some point of time, you might be the student of Dr. Geeta or like that. So I can ask one question that, during this journey from the student life to a leading professional, that too you are representing, Haryana in the Supreme Court. So what changes you are experiencing in your personality in this journey? Like from the point of taking up the profession and to this position, what differences you are, observing in your personality?
Thank you so much for your question, sir. And in fact, it's my proud privilege that you have invited me for this webinar, and I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. As far as your question goes, so you know, it's a phase how you transform as a professional. When I entered the legal field, and that's what, when I was discussing my experience, I had mentioned. Honestly speaking, the first matter that I appeared for, I was really dejected because the court was not ready to hear me at all. You know, when a fresher goes to argue a matter, the fresher does not have those many skills as to how to persuade the bench to hear your point. And that day I was really dejected. I was like, you know, maybe I'm not cut for this profession. Maybe, you know, where is my future? Where will I go if this is the kind of reaction that I'm getting from the court? But, you know, I think hard work and diligence can definitely change your path, and you grow as a professional. So now, you specifically asked me what changes I see in my personality. I feel I have become a lot more patient as a person. Practicing law has taught me a lot of patience, which I think is a virtue in your normal dealings as well, not just professional dealings, but also personal dealings. We have to wait for our matters the whole day. As a litigating lawyer, you don't know when your matter will be called. Things are very unpredictable throughout the day, and that makes you a better professional in the sense that you are prepared for every outcome. So yeah, I think the two facets that I see in my personality is that one, I have learned a lot of patience as a person, and secondly, I have learned to take things as they come.
So it means the students of law and the aspiring students to become a lawyer or to join the law should take this experience from you, that they should be very patient.
Absolutely.
And they should be confident so that they can argue on the matter and they can put forward their points in front of others.
Absolutely.
So this is what I wanted to take out from you, what is your experiential learning. So I think now these 2 points we have to teach our students, that they should be patient so that they, you know, take it, they take the arguments and everything, the patience of, you know, getting the chance to represent themselves. They should have this, they should not get irritated on small issues. And at the same time, they should be confident enough to take up the matter. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We will definitely try to bring whatever guidance you have given us to in our curriculum, so we can, you know, mold our students to perfection. Thank you, sir. At last, I would like to thank everyone for making the session so informative. A special thanks to Mr. Raghav Sharma and to Dr. R.K. Tandon, Chairman TIPS, for giving us all support and motivation to conduct such webinars. Dr. Barka Bahel and Dr. K.K. Geeta for their guidance, Dr. Shashibala ma'am to making the sessions possible, and also the members of the organizing committee and the participants. Thank you everyone for coming and joining in. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Raghav. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much.